Hello boys and girls, welcome along. It's stream o'clock, we are back home and we are I am continuing the Fairground Collection Fairground Mixer that we started this time last week. If you weren't in last week's stream, you might have missed us getting started with what is going to be a key part of the theme park in the LEGO City. With all his legs come off, with all these very cool minifigures and little bits that we can kind of fit in between the big rides. We've got the little ticket booth, we've got the test of strength, we've got the dunk tank, and we've got this truck to move it all around on. And today we're doing the other two bags. There's three bags total, 3 instruction manuals total. I think this second bag is the big truck that the actual mixer itself goes on. So we're going to move all this stuff to one side and get started on bag 2. So we want to get bag 2 and 3 done tonight, because I want to get the Fairground Mixer into the LEGO City this weekend so that next week we can do our 6-monthly tour of the LEGO City and have the theme park a little bit closer to being finished for that video. So that's the plan. This is the massive bag of Lego that we've got to work with. Whoa, that could have gone all over the floor, at which point the stream would have stopped and I would have gone to bed. But we've got this enormous bag of Lego to work with, which is why we're doing this on a stream that Anna's not here, because obviously we couldn't have all this out on the table and fit Anna and a set in here as well. This is going to be a big truck, and this is all just to make a truck. This is going to be a big truck. But I'll get started on my truck. And what? There's more. Another minifig. I thought we did all the minifigs up front. But no, there is another minifig. Or is there? Or is there? While I'm finding minifig parts. Hello. And let me know down in the comments what you're going to be building along with me tonight. What you've been up to over the last week. While we've been gallivanting off in the woods. Doing woods things. I did build some Lego. I bought a Lego Technic magazine. I'm trying to put a hat on a minifigure torso with no head, which probably doesn't work. So we need legs and a head, which will be in here somewhere. We've just got to find them. If you weren't in the stream last week, I'll get my disclaimer in again. These older sets where you get so much Lego in one go, they start slow and then you pick up the pace as you get through the bag. Because obviously at the moment, I've probably got like 600 pieces in front of me, which, putting a modern Lego building mindset on, this would be broken down into like 8 bags if this was a 600 piece set. If you bought this, if you got just this truck now as a set in 2025, oh, there's the head, you would expect it to be like 8 to 10 bags. It's obviously not. Where's Anna? Anna was never supposed to be on this stream. Yeah, Anna was never going to be on tonight. Because we've been away. So Anna should be back Monday. Anna will be back Monday. Because she's still got her Lord of the Rings set to finish, which she'll be doing on Monday. But the reason I picked now as the time to do this big set is because I knew Anna would be missing a couple of streams. And like I say, I need the whole table to do this one. So there's no room for us to do this together. I can't find this guy's legs. Can anybody see any legs? Legs. I need some legs. I need some legs. Legs. Don't throw pieces on the floor, you handsome man. Where did that go? Oh no. Oh no. We're going down. We've dropped a piece. It wasn't legs, but there was definitely, it was one of those little Technic pins, I think. I have no idea where it went. Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's a disaster. I can't see where it's got. There's so much stuff in here at the moment as well. This room needs a very big tidy up. There it is. No, Anna's fine. Anna's fine. She was never going to be on this stream. She's, after several years off, she's been in full-on carer mode this week. Because we've been away with Andy. So she's just recovering, having a bit of a rest. Which is fine. I've got a runny nose, which I didn't realise I had until I started the stream. But now I'm looking. I've not built Lego really for a week, and looking over like this, it is making my nose run. I better not be developing a cold. I might have to stick some cotton wool up my nose to stop it dripping. Wouldn't that be a pretty stream? I managed to secure the table football from Bricks and Bits after seeing it in your video. Lovely stuff. Are you local then? Did you go down? Or are you? Did you do that online somehow? It was a good deal. And it is a good set. I'm not out of breath, boys and girls. I'm just struggling to breathe through my nose. I don't know what's going on. Oh, dear. I really don't want to be sniffling through the whole stream because I realise how annoying that is to watch. We'll monitor the situation. My plan is to get this set finished tonight, but if I can't do it without sniffing, I'll cry off. How was the video and how was the holiday and when will the video be out on the channel? Good, and within the next few days, I should think, is the plan. I emailed him and asked if it was possible to have it delivered, and it was. Lovely stuff. Did you tell him how you found out about it? I like it when I got an email from, or a DM from Toniel Bricks yesterday saying we'd caused a huge spike in traffic to their channel. To their, not their channel, their website. So it is nice when it shows that we go to a place and it shines a massive light on it. It's very cool. Makes me feel like a proper influencer. All right. Where are these stupid legs? I can't find the legs. I'm gonna put this guy to one side in a minute, because when I find the legs, obviously we know where they're supposed to go. So we can probably put them to one side without the legs, knowing the legs are going to show up. And the usual way is the moment I stop looking for them, they'll be like, oh yeah, there's the legs, when I'm looking for something else. So we're going to put his little torso to one side and we will come back to the legs, because otherwise it's just me looking for legs for 2 hours. And nobody needs that in their life, I don't think. Has Lego contacted you about working on launch days only there? Strangely, they haven't. I mean, I'm willing to do it. I'm up for it. I think it's a good deal. I think it's a good deal for everybody. I've got that set here. Look at it. Oh, look at it. I don't know if I'm going to have time to build it for this year's Winter Village, because we have got a lot to do in the next few days before Christmas, if I've got any hope at all of having any time off over Christmas, because obviously we've been away for the week. So I've now got various deadlines and things over the next few days. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to sit and build an almost 2,000 piece modular building, but goodness me, I would very much like to. You need a bright torch when you're looking for Lego pieces. Yeah, I do have, on my little Lego emergency kit, I do have a torch, but I don't think it's in the room at the moment. It's basically a Swiss Army knife with a torch attached to it, which is my usual, what I have around when I'm building Lego tool, because the knife is handy for separating bricks, and it's got a screwdriver on for if you need to do batteries and all that kind of stuff. But then also it has the torch attached for when I drop stuff on the floor. Are we streaming Boxing Day? Don't know. As I always say with the Football Manager stuff, when it gets to this time of year, anyone who is a human will know that stuff can come up over Christmas. Really, people might just turn up. We might get invited somewhere last minute. So I try not to I try not to promise a rigid schedule over the Christmas period, because I do not like telling you I'm going to do something and then not doing the thing. So no promises. There might be. If we're here and free, then yes, there will be a stream on Boxing Day. But if we're not here or we're busy, then there won't be. Simple. A dedicated torch, not a multi-tool. Yeah, it is a dedicated torch. It's on a keyring. So I have a torch and I have a knife on the same keyring. It's all part of it's my kit. It's a good kit. I promise you, it's a good kit. This isn't my first rodeo. I think I've taken it to the Lego City, which is why I don't have it in here now, unless I've taken it in my office and left it in there. The early stages of these big builds, of these old sets, I love them once you get going. But these first couple of steps, when everything is out in front of you, I get why... Oh, there's the legs. I told you I'd find the legs. I get why some people sort everything. If you've been doing Lego a long time and you grew up through this stage, because when I was a kid, Lego sets weren't this big. By the time Lego sets got this big, I wasn't collecting Lego anymore. So I went from small kid-size play sets where you never had this problem to the modern 400 bags, never more than like 80 bricks in front of you, and never really had to do this stage. But I certainly get if you went through this stage and were regularly doing builds like this, I get why people sort. It's not something I would enjoy doing, so I'm not going to do it. But yeah, if you were regularly doing stuff like this, you would get into the habit of being a sorter, I think. Missed the start. Hello, second. How's Forest Holidays and when should we expect the vlog? Forest Holidays was splendid, and at some point is when you should expect the vlog. I wouldn't expect it on a particular day. It will be, there's a lot of stuff I need to get done, and the nature of how that channel is these days is it's the lowest priority. So the footage is there. I just need to find the time to sit down and edit it. So when I have that time, so effectively when everything else is done, I will get around to that. So it'll be before Christmas because it's Christmassy. But I mean, it could be as early as Sunday. It could be Christmas Eve. It really depends on, like I say, how I'm getting on with everything else. You'll know how quickly things are moving by how quickly that video comes out. In an ideal world, it would be out on Sunday night, I guess, or Monday night. They're both pretty good nights for a vlog. But we're not in an ideal world, and I've got multiple videos from Sheffield that need editing to come out this weekend for this channel. I've got the rest of the Advent series to film and edit. I've got a week's worth of Football Manager content to film and edit. I've got Football Manager streams to do. I've got these streams to do. So yeah, it'll be... I've got a couple of brand deals actually that I need to sort as well. So I've got to do the filming for them. So yeah, it'll be at the end of that long list of things. Any tips for editing vlogs as a beginner vlogger? Cut them bits out. And then don't try and be too fancy outside of that. Just get rid of the ums and the ers and the moments of silence. And don't try and be too flashy. People aren't watching for flashy edits. People are watching for you and your personality. So just get rid of the bits where it's an obvious mistake. And then don't worry too much about fiddling with everything else. Is the best advice I can give as a seasoned vlogger of many years. Right, where are they? This is where there we go. There's two different colours of this piece in the pile in front of me, and I was just making sure that, there's two different colours in the book, and I was making sure there were two different colours in front of me, but there are some black ones and some grey ones, which is super handy. Another thing that Lego would not do these days. This set is like 10 years old, more than 10 years old, I think. I think it came out in 2014, and it's been retired nearly 10 years. Just got back from Forest Holidays Keldy. We go every year the week before Christmas. Yeah, we go every year the week before Christmas as well. We love it. It is, as you say, a perfect place to just chill out, decompress, and relax for a few days. Some nice hot tub sessions. And sitting around not doing very much, playing some computer games, doing a bit of reading, doing a bit of not a lot. A jolly nice time was had by all. Although it is now we're old and not used to it. It is tiring, even for me, and I don't do a lot of it. But the having Andy there and like having to remembering what it's like to have to hit his schedule, his timings, kind of have to do everything on his terms. It's a bit of a culture shock now we're out of that practice. And yeah, Anna is shattered. So she's having a rest to recover. She's pretty much been asleep since we got home. She's woken up for dinner and I think she's now going back to sleep again downstairs. When my son builds Lego, he dumps every bag into a big dish. He doesn't like opening one bag at a time. I guess part of the fun is rummaging through all the pieces. He's 26. Yeah, that's if I could have when we've got 5 million subscribers and we're millionaires, I will absolutely be employing a sorter for me. I will have a person whose only job is to sort the bricks. So that I literally, to the point where they'll sit slightly off camera and just hand me them one brick at a time. We'll have 2 copies of the instruction manual and they'll hand me the next brick. And I'll never have to look for a brick again. It is the worst bit for me. I like the building. I don't like the rummaging and the sorting. Which is weird because I grew up with just a massive, all my Lego. There was no sorting. There was no organisation. It was just all in a big, it was the bottom drawer of my chest of drawers in my bedroom would just be full of Lego. And I would just rummage through that to build. So, yeah, I've become spoilt in my old age. Lego have spoilt me with how user-friendly they've made their modern sets. And I am very easy to become spoilt and lazy. And I have become spoilt and lazy. So I hope they don't have a change of direction on that kind of things. Right. Ba, 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 ba. Where's the next bit? We're getting some nice big bits out of the way early, which is good when there's this much Lego in front of me. Getting the big bits gone early makes everything run a little bit smoother from then on. I'm looking for one last one of these, which I know is going to be here. There it is. It's upside down. Thinking about looking for this mixer set too. I mean, I'm certainly enjoying it so far. I think it's going to be a really cool addition to the theme park because it's not another just one big ride. It's going to add that little bit of realism factor to the theme park area of the city, which I think is quite cool. And hopefully I'll be able to get it there tomorrow. Although at some point I do need to wrap Anna's Christmas presents as well, which is another job that probably comes before editing that vlog. How was the cabin trip? Big thumbs up. We had a lovely time. Didn't have any power cuts or have to evacuate this time, which is a big bonus. A couple of years ago we had to leave early because a tree came down and the whole place had to be evacuated, so that didn't go very well. I am indeed back, Topher. I have returned today and I am here doing a streamy stream. Thinking about getting a Home Alone house for Christmas money or wait until next year and put the money towards it. I don't know. When is it due to retire? I think if we've learned anything from this year is if there's a set that you want, don't leave it too close to retirement, because I think there's been a lot of people pretty disappointed at missing out on like the Lion Knight's Castle, potentially Gringotts at this point, and various other bits and bobs like that. The stickers are not placed centrally, by the way. We'll forever know the stickers are a little bit off, and obviously I haven't put the stickers on. It's a second-hand set. So there's not a lot you can do if someone's been haphazard with their stickers, but haphazard is what has happened. Right, where's that? Upside down bricks should be illegal. They don't look like the picture in the book. Yeah, exactly. I agree. That's one of the things that my sorter will sort for me when we're millionaires. My off-camera sorting assistant. He'll never be named on camera. Last Christmas I asked Santa for the Avengers Tower and the Friends Mansion, the Captain America shield and the Dune set. Goodness me. And did you receive this extraordinary bounty? Right. Well, I mean, that's a good topic for conversation, I suppose. What are people hoping that Lego Santa brings for them this year? Because there's not long to wait now. This time next week, it'll all be over. There you go. I'll be a proper miserable old man. This time next week, it'll all be over. We'll be back to work. Decorations down. No point, really. Don't know what all the fuss is about. Don't know why grumpy old man Kev is southern, but apparently he is. Lego Santa has been busy for the kids, has he? Good work, Lego Santa. I got no one to buy me for Christmas. My family dumped me. I mean, that's on one side probably not ideal. On the other side, it means you don't have to buy anything for them either, so you can treat yourself. So there's always positives to every situation. I always find the positive. Daily Bugle this year, lovely. I mean, that's another one. That's an example of people being pretty disappointed that they missed out, because that is already. It's not even officially retired yet. I think you can still get that in some Smiths, depending on where you are geographically. But that is already increasing in price, and it's not even retired yet because it's sold out at Lego. I suspect that Daily Bugle, and it does make me think about potentially becoming a scummy investor and maybe buying an Avengers Tower to leave in a box before that retires, because all early signs suggest Daily Bugle is going to be the next like Ghostbusters firehouse, and it's going to be worth a fortune. It's going to be like a 4-figure set within a few years. So kind of wish I had one still sat in a box up when I was at Toenail Bricks yesterday, and they had 2 in there. It's like, can I sneak one of these out? Can I nick one of these? They don't need 2. I'll just leave it under the city for 5 years and then use it to fund my round the world cruise. That'd be very pleasant. We need more castle sets. I mean, the Bricklink Designer Program has bombarded us with castle sets. I would say in the last 4 years, 2 years. In the last 2 years, there's been more castle sets than ever before, surely. In one go. Just through the Bricklink Designer Program. We're getting like 3 castles a 3 castles a year just from that. And then you've got the couple of decent Creator 3-in-1 castles there's been. There's been the medieval village or medieval town square, whatever it was called. We had the Dungeons and Dragons castle. There's been obviously the Lion Knights castle a few years ago. There's been so many castles. How many castles I'm already at the point where I don't think I can fit any more castles in. I love castles, but I don't think I ever need to buy another one, because where on earth am I going to put them? I'm already maxed out for castles. They're very large. My wife's going to Poland Christmas Eve. I told her I'm taking decorations down as soon as I get home from the airport. Can't repeat our response. I mean, what a misery. I love having the Christmas decorations up. I'd leave them up all year round. What harm are they doing? Leave them up all the time. Nothing bad ever happened as a result of Christmas decorations. probably. Last year our winter tree was up until March. Not allowed to put one up this year. Imagine leaving a winter tree up until March, eh? Imagine, although to be fair, that's when winter ends. So if it's a winter tree, as ours is, that's the correct amount of time to leave it up for. Winter hasn't even started yet. Really, you shouldn't be putting your winter trees up for a few more days until winter actually starts. Then you can put your winter tree up and leave it up for 3 months. That's the way. Our local independent Lego shop mentioned he has a few people who organise used sets for them. Rebags so that the store can resell. Those people get store credit. I don't mind manual labour. That is quite a clever way to do it. It's certainly a huge advantage of buying from a independent Lego shop as opposed to buying on eBay. And it's an answer I should give when people are like, when I'm doing the convention videos and people are like, oh God, the prices are so expensive compared to eBay. Yeah, but if you buy on eBay, you could get something like my fire brigade that I got, which was dirty, stinky, not sorted with pieces missing. So yeah, it was a bargain. But the amount of money I had to spend replacing pieces, and probably should spend a bit more replacing some of the filthy pieces, or spend some time cleaning them, it absolutely would have been a better deal if I'd have spent £100 more and got one from a trader who'd actually like checked it and reverse bagged it and looked after it properly. So I've learnt my lesson when it comes to buying off of eBay. How gutted were you that you missed out on the Grand Emporium last weekend? I wouldn't say I was gutted. It would have been nice to get it, but I'm not exactly short of Lego to build at the moment. The room is already overflowing. I still haven't started on any of the stuff we got for Insiders weekend. And Anna has got a massive pile of presents for me under the tree, which I am told are largely Lego based. So I think I'm probably, especially with the new modular coming in January, I think I'm probably good for having stuff to build until like Easter as it is. So yeah, it would have been nice to get Grand Emporium, but it's not the end of the world that I'm waiting a little bit longer. It wasn't going to get built particularly soon if I'd have got it, so it's fine. We're not in any kind of rush. It will be part of the city eventually, and that's the main thing. Saw you at Tonal Brick Sesto. It's nice to meet you. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I think I managed to avoid getting you in the video. Picked up Old Trafford Man United Stadium from independent Lego shop for $50 US. It was in a tub, some parts assembled and a few unopened bags. He said he'd never have time to organise it. Nice. That was similar to what they said to me yesterday at Toenail Bricks. They had the stuff that they'd sorted, which is the stuff they take to the conventions, and then the stuff on the other wall where it was like, look, none of this, we've not checked it, we've not sorted any of it. If you want any of that, we'll do you a really good price on it because it's not been sorted and it saves us all of the time from going through it. So if you're looking for the bestest deal, I guess getting the unsorted stuff is the way to go. But as previously mentioned, very busy man. Don't have time. And I'm happy. I would rather spend a little bit more and have it all sorted for me, which is why I didn't get that carousel yesterday. If anything, that's probably the one that's got away over the last 7 days, more so than Grand Emporium, because I'm actively working on the theme park at the moment. It would have been really cool to pick up a carousel. But at the same time, Anna has forbidden me from buying any sets that are on my wish list, so I shouldn't really be buying either of them, because I have no idea what she's got me for Christmas. And they could both be sat under the tree, although I'm pretty confident the Grand Emporium isn't, because she did then tell me at some point last weekend, after it had already been sold, she said, "Oh, you could have got that." So I'm pretty sure I've not got that. Either that or she's found an amazing rebrickable to combine two of them. I can't find the piece that I need. Where's the piece that I need? Where's the piece I need? I can't find it. Where's the piece? Ooh, he can't find the piece. He can't find the piece he needs. Where is the piece? That's a good song. Ah, there it is. Finding it. And then we need these. Lovely, lovely. And there you go. I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm building the truck at the moment for the mixer. I'm not completely sure that I'm going to use the trucks from this set in the theme park, because obviously the trucks are to illustrate that it's a travelling fairground ride, whereas I don't think in the story of our Lego City it is a travelling fairground. I think it's a permanent ride, so the trucks might end up elsewhere in the city, and we just put the ride and the little accessories in the theme park and put the trucks somewhere else. We'll see how it all looks when I've got it in there, but this truck that I'm building now might not ever actually make it into the theme park. It might just be parked up somewhere else, waiting to move everything if it ever does move. Where is the piece? There it is. There it is. Just finished building day 18 and 19 of my Home Alone Advent. Took me ages. It is a fun set to build. I will be rebuilding it at some point, having destroyed it. I think I'm going to completely take it apart and do the modular version of it that Brick Artisan's done on Rebrickable. So I don't think it will be going back together in its original state. We'll get it on a base plate and into the city, I think. Because it's been sat under the city for the best part of a year. It's time to use it again. What's Santa bringing Dave? Well, apparently, I say apparently, I now know for sure that Fugglers make dog toys, because our kids got him one, because we did our Christmas with my kids last weekend. So we've done the present exchange with them, and they got Dave a dog toy Fuggler. So now I know they exist. I need to find some more dog toy Fugglers for my hairy beast friend. Although we might be running out of time, but there are a few that exist. Dave doesn't have a calendar though, so he won't know. If he gets it a few days after Christmas, he won't mind. He doesn't understand dates. Just back from a pre-Christmas Costco shop. You are brave. Only 2 sets, Mario Kart and an orange Technic vehicle. Most shockingly, there were no Lego suitcases. Yeah, I noticed when we were in there doing our Christmas Costco shop last week that the Lego cases had finally gone. So they had a good run. They'd been in there like 18 months, I think. But they are done, it seems. They're still available in Very, but they're much more expensive at Very. But they are cool. We used them for this trip. We always use them, and we often get comments on them as well. People do think they're great. They are very snazzy. Surprisingly good suitcases. Maybe it could go by the corner garage and make it look like the truck is being repaired. Yeah, maybe. That's not a bad shout. Because we're going to have the little truck, which is this one, and then the bigger truck, which seems the same size as the little one at the moment, but I'm assuming it's bigger. Right, where were we? Wop, pop, 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 pop. When the red, red robin comes bob, bob, bobbing along. Along. Talking of Costco, Orangina. Costco special. Oh, I don't understand dates. They taste disgusting. Dates are fantastic. Who cannot? Dates are just like bananas, but a different colour. Bananas with rocks in. I mean, this is why I don't work in advertising. Why would you not want a banana with a little rock in it? It's sticky, so it'll make your fingers sticky, and it'll have a rock in it that you'll have to dispose of. Otherwise, exactly like a banana. I see why bananas probably became the more popular of the two fruits. But dates are delicious in the same way as bananas are delicious. They're just delicious natural sweetness. Nature's Mars bar. We have Lego cases in the Leeds Costco. Okay, so I guess they're disappearing from some of them. I've not checked Leicester. We've not been in there for a little while. It was Milton Keynes we were in, and we noticed they didn't have any. So maybe it's one of those things where they're coming to the end of the line, and as stores sell out, they'll sell out and not replenish. Since city's one of your favourite things, what's your favourite city set of next year? The airport looks cool. I'm trying to think what's coming. I've not really looked properly recently. Yeah, the airport looks cool. I'll have to remind myself what sets there are. What I do know is I'm not rushing out to buy any Lego City sets on the 1st of January, that's for sure. I'm pretty confident I will be getting... at this point, I'm going to talk a good game and say I'm just going to be getting the modular on the 1st of January. Obviously, I'm a liar and will end up getting loads more than that. But my intention at the moment is that's what I'm going to do. And I guess we'll see how it pans out. We'll have to get Anna a couple of bits as well to build on stream. So we'll probably get the... see, this is where I mean, you've probably seen the video. This is where the list starts to get longer. We'll probably get the Japanese art set as well. And I probably will have to get Bugs Bunny as well. And it starts to get away from me from that point, I guess. What about the Lego van and the taxi? I mean, they're both fine, but I don't feel the need to own either of them immediately. I've already got 2 Lego trucks and multiple taxis, so they're not like they're must-have things that have never been done before. But they're cool enough. I'll get them eventually, but the Lego City stuff is a perfect example of an area where I am going to try and be a little bit more sensible with how we buy this year. I'm going to try and set a better example. I realise we have quite a large audience now, as has been pointed out to me by a few people at conventions and in conversations with brands. We are one of the biggest UK-based Lego channels now. If you look at us across platforms, there are very few UK-based creators who have the kind of reach that we've got across multiple platforms. The other bigger ones tend to be like just TikTok or just YouTube. Whereas we've got a pretty decent following across platforms, and sometimes I don't set the best example with how I shop for Lego, because I have a habit of forgetting to remind people that we're doing it the way we're doing it because of what we do. We shop the way we shop because we make content, but it's not how we would shop if we weren't making content. So I am going to try and do a little bit more focus on patience and bargains in the coming year. How long I stick to it, we'll see, but it's an intention going in. You'll know I'm going into it with good intention. I'll inevitably not manage to fulfill that intention, but at least you know that my intentions were good going in to the year before I then went bonkers and bought all the Lego in the shop. Are you going? Are only certain stores open on New Year's Day? Yeah, I think it depends on if the shopping centre the store is in is open. As a rule of thumb, Lego open their stores on New Year's Day, but if it's a store that's located in a shopping centre that's not open, then that store won't be open. So, for example, last year, I know Milton Keynes was open because Centre MK opens on New Year's Day, but the Birmingham Bullring one wasn't open. Am I right in saying that? Or it might have been the opposite way round. I can't remember now. It could be the other way around. I know local to me, one of them was one of Birmingham and Milton Keynes. One was open, one was not last year. I can't remember which way around it was. The easy way to check is to see which store our January the 1st video was from. But one of those stores wasn't open on New Year's Day. I think I remember seeing Southampton wasn't open on New Year's Day. So yeah, it depends on if the shopping centre they're in opens on New Year's Day or not. But as a rule of thumb, if the centre that the store is in is open, or if it's not in a shopping centre, like Leicester Square will be open, for example, then yeah, as a rough rule of thumb, Lego stores will be open. But there are situations where they can't be. There we go. I scored the corner garage at the independent place where I picked up the Man U stadium. They have a points program which took $140 off the bill. Nice. We're doing all-day brick crawl for New Year's Eve. It's an all-day stream raid thanking the brick community. We have 19 people so far, starting from 6 AM till midnight. I don't even know what that means. Explain what that means. I don't understand. There's another wonky sticker here. Birmingham store was open as I met you in the queue. There you go. So it was the other way around. Birmingham would have been open. So I guess that means Milton Keynes was not open. Look at the state of that sticker. So wonky. So if that's the case, and it's the same again this year, I guess that means I will be in Birmingham on New Year's Day if Milton Keynes is closed. As much as I love the Milton Keynes store. It's certainly my favourite store. But if they're not open, they're not open. But I haven't even looked yet. I don't even know. Just curious, if you get the new city airport, would it go on display or would it go in the city? I mean, if I get it, it'll go in the city. That's what it'll be for. But it's one of those things where I don't anticipate having an airport in the city while the city is where it currently is. It's something I would love to have in the city long term, but we're talking long term when we've expanded and we've got 3 times the space to go into. So it's another reason why I certainly wouldn't be rushing to buy it soon. But I think it is a cool airport. Where is the bit that I need? Is brick crawl like a pub crawl but with Lego instead of booze? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm assuming, but how does it work? Are you going from Lego shop to Lego shop, or are you... I don't know what a brick crawl is. I need to know. Pub crawl but for Lego content creators chats. So does that mean there's no Lego involved if it's just a pub crawl? I don't understand. I don't understand. I need the elevator pitch for what a brick crawl is. You've got 1 sentence to tell me why it's a cool thing and get me to understand it, because I don't. I'm sure it's cool. I just don't understand. We've got 4. We had to do 4 of the same piece here. So now I found the first 3 of each, but trying to find the last one of each is harder because they're now hiding. There they are. I'm with Kevin, I don't get it either. When you come to Orlando, do you have any time to go to the local Lego store? Orlando Brick Co. is great fun. A lot of outlets. I mean, we don't really have a schedule for when we're in America. We're there for 2 weeks. And at the moment, all we've got booked is a 14-day Magic Pass for Disney. We're going to look to add Universal tickets as well. I've already told Anna and Pab that I want to go to Legoland. And I want to go to... We're there for Star Wars Day. So I want to go to the Lego store for Star Wars Day, which I guess we'll do at Disney Springs because there's a Lego store there, isn't there? So that would be quite cool. And I want to go and find a Bricks and Minifigs because I see them all over the internet and that looks like a cool thing. We're trying to decide if we're going to need a car or not. I know if we were just doing doing Disney parks, we're staying in a Disney hotel. So if we were just doing Disney parks, we don't need a car. But once we start adding in, but I also want to go to Legoland. We also want to do Universal. We also want to go to various Lego stores. I need to sit down. It's another thing on my to-do list for over Christmas. Sit down with a map and ChatGPT and plan a loose itinerary for the trip and work out if it's doable with the Disney shuttle bus and Ubers, or does it make more sense for us to get a car? Because I have no idea at the moment. One channel will raid the next after their broadcast, on and on until they end. Oh, so it's going channel to channel. We're a good group of so it's just like it's a raid train streamer farm thing. Okay, now I understand. So you're just streaming one after the other, raiding on to the next creator. Okay, I get it now. What a confusing name for it, goodness me. Lego and building blocks are involved since we all have Lego and building blocks channels. Splendid. Well, there you go. There you go. Now I understand what's happening. I can't find the piece again. Where's the piece that I need? Who's got it? Who's got the piece? Don't know why I'm holding this one up in the air either. But it's up there now. I feel like it would be quitting if I lowered it down to table level. And I'm not a quitter. Have I got the right piece on there? I have. I need the slopey bit to go on this. Who's had my slopey bit? Maybe if I lower that, I'll be able to concentrate better. Oh, my nose. What is wrong with me? Anna's right about this chair. There's something about this chair. Maybe we do need to clean the dust out of the fan. I've got dust blasting into my face and it's making me all stuffy and sniffly. But then I can sit here for hours when I'm not streaming. This is where I do most of my building. And found it. I don't have that problem most of the time. Orlando is doable with Ubers unless you leave Disney every day. Okay, cool. When do you think we'll get some Pokemon Lego news? I mean, they'll get the 1st of January out of the way and then move on to it relatively quickly. That seems to be the pattern over the last year or so, to the point where it wouldn't surprise me at all if we got an announcement on the 1st of January. There have been multiple release days over the course of this year where I've been literally editing my Lego store video on the 1st of the month as news has been breaking. They don't seem to want to give us a moment to catch our breath with these release schedules. So yeah, because they're coming out, the first wave is out on Pokemon Day towards the end of February, isn't it? So I wouldn't be at all surprised if we saw the sets 1st of January or very early January. I don't think they can show us them before then, because I think the Mega license goes until the end of the year. But I think the moment they officially have the license, they will be pushing it hard, because if they do it right, and the Star Wars lot will get upset, if they do it right, it could be their biggest theme by the end of the year. It could be huge for LEGO. Because Pokemon's the biggest media franchise in the world. If you're not familiar with just how bonkers Pokemon is, watch some Pokemon content, whether it's the card game, the video game. Pokemon fans are rabid, and it's going to be bringing so many new people in to LEGO. And unfortunately, it'll bring a lot of scalpers with it, because that's how Pokemon works. And to the point where I think there'll be some quite confused scalpers when these sets come out. Because they'll go out and buy them all up, because that's what they do. So launch day, they'll sell out, because the scalpers will buy them all. And then, because they're not familiar with how LEGO works, they'll all, a couple of months later when they all come back in stock, you'll start seeing the videos complaining about how their investment has been ruined because LEGO keep restocking. And it's like, yeah, they're going to restock for 2 years. Anyone who wants these is going to be able to get them. You're not going to be able to control the market the way you do the trading cards. But I guarantee they're going to try. So they might be tough to get hold of for a little while. But yeah, Pokemon will be huge for LEGO if they do the theme right. It's just wordplay. It's the exact same thing when you do a protocol right from one bar to the next. What you're doing with LEGO and building blocks channels. I mean, yeah. Now you've explained it. I get it. Without wanting to sound like a patronising, gatekeeping wang jacket, though, I would put my old man 10 years as a full-time content creator hat on and say, if you need to try multiple times to explain the concept for what you're doing, the concept isn't quite nailed down to the point where it's going to work yet, because you don't get multiple opportunities on the internet to explain something. So yeah, I get it. It's clever wordplay. I don't know. I don't think I'd call it that, because I don't think it's immediately obvious what that means. But I guess it depends what the purpose is. If it's just having a bit of fun, then that's great. If the idea is to bring loads of new people in, then that might not be the name that I would go for. But obviously, what do I know? I'm just a handsome entertainer. I hope you have a lovely time. I realise you didn't come here asking for any advice, so that's completely unsolicited and probably quite rude. And this is where Anna needs to be here to say, no, that's not, you can't say that to them. They didn't ask, and she's right, you didn't ask. So I apologise for being a wang. And I won't do it again. Well, I probably will. I'll try not to. Can't find another one of these. I grabbed a bargain this week. Got the one-piece Barati restaurant for $75 from Facebook. That's nice. Pokemon, isn't that the big yellow rat? That's exactly what it is. Yes, the big yellow rat. The most popular rat in the universe. The big yellow rat that is more universally recognisable than Darth Vader. Which again, the Star Wars lot will never accept, but I reckon if you went around everyone in the world in every age group and showed them a Pikachu and a Darth Vader, I think more people in the world, as long as you did a full share of the full world, all age groups, all nationalities, all backgrounds, I think more people would know Pikachu than Darth Vader. And the Star Wars lot are now losing their minds because they can't cope with that. But I think that's probably true. We've got windscreen wipers. Yeah. This is a cool truck. La da 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 da. La da da da. Right, I'm going to blow my nose. I apologise. Cover your ears for a minute. It's going to sound... In fact, I'm going to mute and I'm going to blow my nose. I'll put money on Vader. Yeah, you would, because in your world, I guess Star Wars is much bigger. I've had this exact same argument on our podcast, and I was on the wrong side of it. It was when they brought out the Harry Potter version of effectively the Harry Potter version of Pokemon Go, and I tried to make the argument that Pokemon Go was really popular. Imagine how popular Harry Potter would be, because it's an even bigger franchise. And it was the one time Sheepdog's ever been right. And he came with receipts proving how much more popular than everything else in the universe Pokemon is. And ultimately was proven right, because the Harry Potter one was nowhere near as successful as the Pokemon one. Even though sat here in England, to my mind, Harry Potter is more popular than Pokemon. Star Wars is more popular than Pokemon to the general public here in the UK. But if you look at a worldwide audience, it's Pokemon. Pokemon's the biggest media franchise in the world, and it's not even close. You can look up the numbers. Second place is not even close. Pokemon is so far ahead as the biggest media franchise in the world. Everyone else may as well give up, because Pokemon is the one. I can still sing the theme song to Pokemon. Couldn't sing you one song from Trek Wars. See, that's interesting, because I don't think... I never watched Pokemon. I only ever played the game and played the card game. I don't think I could sing you the song from Pokemon, but I could probably do multiple songs from Star Wars. I could do the Cantina song. I could do the Darth Vader song. I could do the that's at the start of the movie. I wouldn't sing them very well, but I wouldn't sing the Pokemon one very well if I knew that. But yeah, worldwide, it is Pokemon. It's harder to build a Pokemon world compared with Star Wars and Harry Potter. Yeah, I mean, like I say, LEGO need to do it right. Time will tell, I guess. If they drop a modular Pokemon Center, for example, and a load of Pokemon minifigures, imagine they did a Pokemon CMF series and a modular Pokemon Center. I mean, that's why they've got to do it. They can't just be doing Mario-style rubbish play sets with smart bricks in and £600 collector's models. They need to know what people actually want. And if they make it so that you can make a Pokemon world, it will be insane. They've got to do the minifigures. Whether they will or not, who knows? These bits are hard to find. Where are they? It's supposed to get easier to find the pieces the deeper into this I get, because there's less to look through. But because they're all the same colour, it's just different shades of grey. I'm looking for a light grey piece. Where is it? I'm looking for two light grey pieces, in fact, and I can't see either of them. So I imagine they're both upside down to trick me. Where is it? I'm way too old for Poke Me Man. I saw Star Wars in the theatre in '77. Yeah. I'm afraid there's a whole generation that's bigger than your generation that didn't watch Star Wars but grew up on Pokemon games, cards, cartoons, comic books, movies. It is dominant and worldwide dominant, unlike Star Wars, unlike Harry Potter that are regional. They're not huge in Asia. Whereas Pokemon is huge everywhere. I can't find it. There's literally two pieces that I can't find. And I'm very cross. They're probably together. And that's why I can't find them. I'm going to have to start moving things. I hate moving things. Moving things works! Don't tell Anna. Right, now I need the other bit. Come on, moving things. I am moving the things. Where's the other piece that I need? Look at me moving everything. Da, 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 da. I just need the little wedge piece. I don't think it's here, but I know it will be here. But I think I'm just going to proceed without it, because I know it's going to be easy to put on. So when I eventually do find it, it goes on this side because it's the wing mirror. But I'm not going to sit here looking for it. We're going to do the trousers trick again. The good old trousers trick, knowing that that means it will show up sooner or later. Probably sooner. Am I excited for Christmas? Yes. What have I got? Don't know. Hasn't happened yet. It's right there. I'm pointing at it. You monster. You monster. Oh, hold on. I've missed a whole section here. I need to put a bunch of these on. Where the in there? Oh, you handsome man. You silly, handsome hero. I'm going back a step. I've made a mistake. Good job Anna's not here to laugh at me. She loves it when I make a mistake because it happens so infrequently, both in Lego and in real life. Where's the last one of these then? Oh, it's the worst thing about having to find 4 of anything. The last ones are impossible. There's too much Lego in front of me. Why has nobody sorted this? I am having fun, but not as much fun as if this had been 14 bags. Modern Lego's great. There it is. Is that a LKC on the shelf behind the Mickey boat? Where's the Mickey boat? No, Lion Knight's castle is in the city. That is the Creator 3-in-1 castle and Forest Stronghold Bricklink set, which depending on which one of the two you're looking at. I do have the Lion Knight's castle, but it's in the city. Do 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 do. What's the streaming schedule for next week? There isn't one really. It's Christmas, so as and when. I mean, we'll stream on Monday because Christmas hasn't started on Monday. But then there will be streams between then and mid-January. I just can't be sure exactly when they'll be. So the best thing is just to keep an eye on the channel. We always put them up as scheduled, at least the morning of the stream. If not, a day like this one's been up for a couple of days. So, yeah, just keep an eye out. Join the Discord. We'll tell you in there as well. There you go. We've got a couple of stickers that have actually been done right on this one that says The Mixer. Have I put that on right? I haven't. I'm off to work soon to drive trains. Watching this is a bit of pre-work relaxation. Great fun as always. Awesome. Driving trains sounds fun. I'd like to drive trains. If the Lego store gives me my working 1 day a month job, maybe I can also do 1 day a month driving trains. I just need a lot of jobs where I just need to just do a little bit here and there. I don't want to have to go somewhere every day. That doesn't sound like my idea of a good time. But there's a lot of things I'd like to do every now and again that normal people would consider jobs. Got a new place and finally have a Lego room. Awesome. Start the clock now until it's full. It won't be long. Lego rooms don't take long to fill up. Do you know Smith's opening times during Christmas? Are they open on Boxing Day? I don't. I haven't got a clue. I imagine it will vary from store to store. There we go. The Mixer. The fact that it's got that sticker on makes this one more likely to end up in the city. The smaller one, in the theme park, sorry. Because it's very clearly for the ride. So this might end up in the theme park. After all, we'll see. We'll see how it all looks when it's all said and done. Is the Lego store employee discount 50% off? I don't know. Don't know what it is. Imagine if it is. Why would anyone ever leave? How many hours do you have to work to get... If it's a 50% discount, in all seriousness, how many hours a month do I have to work to qualify for it? Because I'm tempted. Because a 50% discount would save me thousands of pounds a year. It would justify the tax complications of me being employed alongside doing this. They wouldn't hire me, I imagine. In my capacity as a Lego, I imagine I wouldn't be allowed to carry on doing the content if I worked for them. Because otherwise you would get lots of content creators who worked in the Lego store, presumably. And I don't know of any, which suggests to me that you're not allowed to do it if you work there. So that would probably rule me out. I watched the Lego Windsor setup for Christmas overnight and the builder said she buys kits to build too. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Building the loop coaster. That is pretty high up on my list. Now I'm doing this. That's probably the next big set on the list as I continue to add to the theme park. I would like to get the theme park finished early next year. Like all mills plated, all in, permanent setup, all motorised. Because then we'll have a section of the city that is finished and awesome looking. And I think it will be such an eye-catching part of the city. The way it's gonna, the way I envision it kind of being in the background of that main shot of the city, where you're gonna have that kind of right-angled theme park and then skyscrapers and then downtown in front of it, coming forward into whatever's further forward from that. I think it's going to be quite a unique look for the city compared to any other cities that I've seen online. And I think it's going to really make ours stand out and look cool. So really want to get that part of it done, because I think it's going to look so cool. Can't find the other honker. There it is. I just searched up for the first 90 days of working. It's 30% off, and after that it's 50% plus. I mean, that's mad. I guarantee they wouldn't let content creators do it. There'll be something in the contract. I just completed another set in the backlog of my modular builds. Built the modular construction site. Starts with 30% discount. There's a quarterly event day where it's 50%. They always get half price entry to the LEGO house in Billund. How many hours do you have to work to get that 50% discount? Because in all seriousness, that makes it quite a high paid job, that level of discount. But I don't want to work there a lot. So if they can let me do it just for a few hours a month, 1 day a month, please. I'm only semi-serious. But I am semi-serious. If anyone from LEGO is watching, I am semi-serious about this. If you'll let me do it, and I can do it in just a day or two a month and get that discount, and work launch days and film for an hour before they open, yes please. My 9-year-old wants to start a city. Any tips? For you or for them? They're going to need space. But yeah, the best tip is just work with what you've got. You don't need to go out, regardless of what they might see on the internet, you don't need to go out and buy a load of extra stuff. Work with what they've got and use that to build something awesome is the best tip I can give. Because part of the fun of it is that it will constantly being built and then rebuilt and disassembled and moved and changed, and it's just fun being able to do that. The last thing they want to do is buy a load of expensive sets that they then feel like they can't disassemble and change. So yeah, I would work with what they've got. How would you get a job in the LEGO shop? I mean, just apply for it. Any plans to add Disney rides to the theme park? I think the theme park's going to be pretty close to full. Would you do the work or would you rather be in LAN? I mean, can I have both? I want that discount. That discount is worth way more than, like, financially, is worth way more to me than being in LAN would. But as I've said in the video I made when we were rejected most recently, all I really want out of that, I want LAN Lite. I just want the press releases and the embargo dates. I want to be able to release my reactions when everyone else does. I don't need the free stuff. We're fine buying the Lego with the money we make from creating content. We don't want to be in to get a load of free stuff. I mean, obviously, if we ever get in, we're not going to say no to the free stuff. Free stuff is nice, but it's not the reason to be in. There's an ad for a 10-hour-a-week contract at the LEGO store that says all about the discount. Oh, see, that's tempting. Shall I do 10 hours? If I can do all them on one day. I mean, it's going to be a long commute as well. There isn't a LEGO store within an hour of home. I haven't got 10 hours a week spare, even for all that lovely discount. Right, we've made the truck, by the way. So the truck isn't actually much bigger than the other truck. But now we're making the trailer that truck tows that the mixer will go on. And I suggest the trailer is quite large. Do 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 do. Bop 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 bop. Where are we? There we go. Where does that go? Through there. Ta-da! Do you get pab in LAN? I don't know. I don't know anything about it really. We're not in it, so I've not looked into it hugely. It's one of those things it would be nice to be a part of, if for no other reason than it's acknowledgement from LEGO that they like what we do. And I'd quite like that. I like to be told I'm doing a good job. But it's by no means essential for us to carry on running the channel. We've done fine without it. There are plenty of channels that do fine without it. And because there's no way of seeing the contract until you're offered, there's a scenario where we turn it down if we were offered it anyway. Because if being in LAN meant we could no longer do brand deals with other companies, LEGO don't pay you for being in LAN. We get paid for doing Lumi Bricks videos, fantasy videos, sponsorships with Smiths and The Entertainer and Tesco and the Top Cashback. We've done quite a lot of brand work on this channel over the course of the last 6 months. If part of being in LAN meant we couldn't do that anymore, I'd probably turn it down, because that's financially worth more to us than being in LAN would be. And as I've said on many occasions, we run this as a business, you know. It's not playtime. So any decision we made would have to be the best decision for our business. This is a long trailer. Do you think LEGO will do more sets like the upcoming Bugs Bunny for the other Looney Tunes characters? Well, they did Tweety last year, didn't they? And we've had a few. There was a Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote Brickhead set. That's Warner, isn't it? I think that's Warner. And yeah, we had Tweety Pie. And there's been a few. I don't think Bugs is the first, for sure. There's probably others that I can't remember off the top of my head. I just think it's probably quite a niche thing these days. I doubt my kids have much of an idea who Bugs Bunny is. My adult children. I don't ever remember them watching Bugs Bunny growing up. I don't know that it's something that's shown on TV anywhere anymore. So unless you go out hunting for it. When was the last time there was like new Bugs Bunny? So I think compared to the Disney stuff, it's very, very niche. Which is a shame, because when I was a kid, they were pretty much neck and neck. And my favourite was always the Warner Brothers cartoons. I once again Cannot find the piece that I need. This is marginally frustrating. Where might it be? I know it's here somewhere. No, that's not it. And this one is not one we can skip over. Ah, there it is. It was hiding under a staircase. Because of course it was. There you go. Still haven't found that bit for the wing mirror on that one. I'm sure it will show up. You might have to split off and add a separate Altbricks channel for those deals. Yeah, and that would probably be enough of a reason for me to say, yeah, no thanks. So I don't think I want to do that. I don't really ever, I certainly don't want to be in a position where anything to do with the channel or the content is dictated to us by a third party. It's not something I'm interested in doing. So I'm happy to work with LEGO if the opportunity presents itself. What I'm not willing to do, certainly without being paid for it, is work for LEGO. I'm not, that's not part of the plan. So I guess we'll see what happens if and when anything does. Like I say, I haven't reapplied yet from the most recent rejection, so I'm not rushing to get another application in. I'm pondering whether I want to or not. Turn that over. Yeah, having done those brand deals with the likes of Lumi Bricks and Fantasy and Smiths and Tesco, etc, 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 I know what a piece of our content is worth now. So it's worth a lot more than a few free Lego sets. So maybe Lego have left it too long to get us. We know what our value is on the open market now. So we're not going to sign like an exclusive, we're not going to sign an exclusive contract with a company that's not paying us to do it, if that makes sense. Unless there's a very, very sensible business reason to do that. You think LEGO will make road plates for 8 stud cars since they make 8 stud cars now? They don't make 8 stud cars for city though, do they? The 8 stud cars are for display really, rather than for going around cities. I think the road plates are part of the city theme, aren't they? And the city cars are smaller than the Speed Champions. So I suspect not. I don't think their intention is for people to buy the Speed Champions and have them driving around cities. We don't have them in our city because they're off scale. But then I have a Batmobile in the city, so there's no rules. There are never any set rules. It's a weird question, but after you've done with this set, what will you build next? Don't know. What, on stream? Don't know. If I get time this weekend, I'd love to build this and get it in the Winter Village before my final tour of the city for the year. I don't know if I'm going to have time though. As far as the stream goes, something small, because Anna will be back for the next stream. So I won't be doing another big set on stream for a little while, because I only do the big sets on stream when I know Anna's not going to be around, because then I can take up the whole table. Ba, 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 ba. Batmobile is cool to see in the city layout. I do like having my Batmobile in there. It's the little tumbler that came with a bat signal, and the bat signal lives on top of the police station, which I also think is cool. Everybody. Doom, doom. Love Pinky and the Brain. I was just at the tail end of Pinky and the Brain, I think. I think my brother watched it and I was probably just a smidgen too old for it. I was probably already a teenager by the time Pinky and the Brain was a thing. So I vaguely remember it. But not enough for it. It doesn't like pull on the nostalgia for me particularly. All you need is a batwing flying over the city. I do have the smaller batwing, but I can't hang stuff over the city because the ceiling in the storage unit can't support fishing wire dangling off of it. I even bought the fishing wire before we moved house. I was ready to go with stuff flying over the city, and then we had to move into the storage unit and can't do it in there, unfortunately. So that will have to wait until if and when we ever get our own off-site facility. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, Kevin, 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 Kevin. Right, I don't know what's the deal with all these gears. What are we gearing? Is the Fairground Mixer going to sit on this? So if the ride's going to sit on this, then I guess that's a reason for us to keep the truck in the theme park. But we've now got a little gear sitting on there. I haven't built the employee set myself yet either. I might have to wait until till next Christmas now. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to have it in the city. I know it's very festive themed, but I think if you take Santa out of it, it can just be a toy shop. It's not like it's covered in snow. Okay, round the back it's kind of covered in snow, but you're not going to see round the back. So I think it's too nice a set for me to not have in the city in general, and it was too expensive to not be in the city in general. So I think it probably is just going to be in the city. Just curious, are you asking Santa for anything this Christmas? I mean, I don't ask Santa for anything specific. Santa knows the kind of stuff I want and makes his decisions from there about what he would like to get me. He's usually pretty accurate. He's a good guy, is Santa. So I suspect he'll get me some cool stuff. I have no concept what the cool stuff is, and that's the way I like it. I don't want to know in advance. To me, it kind of defeats the purpose of doing gifts if the person knows what they're getting. So I like the fact that there's a pile of presents under the tree that I know are for me, and I don't know what any of them are. That's how it should be. And Anna doesn't know what hers are, and that's how it should be. And there'll be a few bits that we'll have obviously each got each other stuff that we've dropped some not so subtle hints about. It's not all going to be complete surprises, but there'll be enough stuff in there that is a complete surprise that it'll be a nice balance. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good day and a good video, because obviously we'll show you everything that we get, at least the Lego themed stuff. I missed out on picking up the Batcave Shadow Box set while it was available. It is a very good set that has shot up in value since, but it is a very nice set. It sits in my office as part of my little Batman display, and I am very, very glad it's part of the collection. I need another little gear. There it is. How many stickers are on the Arkham set? A decent amount, I guess. I'm not hugely anti-sticker like a lot of people are. I'd rather have the stickers and pay a little bit less for the sets than everything be printed and the sets all be much more expensive. So I don't mind stickers. I'm loving your city. Do you think you'll get a bigger storage unit at some point? Yes. Yes. I don't know what the next step will be, whether it'll be a bigger storage unit. I mean, the place we're in now have got bigger units. We could go up to like 600 or 800 square feet in that same building. So I don't know if that would be the next step, or if we wait a little bit longer and actually get like a proper place of our own. Because the long-term dream setup is for us to have a warehouse type building, so I guess similar to what Brixie's got, where we'd like to have a warehouse kind of building where we've got a big open area for the Lego City, and then a number of smaller rooms or offices for various other purposes. So I'd like to take my football manager office off-site. I'd like that to be, because ideally then me and Anna could get a little flat or a little bungalow. We don't have to live in a big 3-bedroom house. We could live in a 1-bed or a 2-bed. We don't need the space. It's just the two of us. And the rest of it is taken up with work stuff. So yeah, we'd like a room for the football manager office, a room for this room, so like a Lego build room, streaming room, and then like a display room as well. So it would need to be a big thing that would probably be quite expensive. So it's not necessarily going to be the next step. It'll be more the ultimate step. It's where everything is heading. If everything goes to plan, within 2 or 3 years, we've got a massive, like 2,000 square foot building with multiple rooms that houses the entire company, where we can have me and Anna maybe operate a Bricklink store out of it as well, have a bit of legitimate business going on there too, maybe have a couple of employees coming in and helping with various things. I'd love to get to that point. I mean, it's dream stuff. It's such a long way off and so unlikely, but that's where I'd love to get to. But yeah, to answer the question, in the short term, yeah, we would look to, once the current city is full, we'll want a bigger one. And I will look to continue to keep expanding. Stickers aren't bad if you use the tool. Saw someone else online recently showing the trick, and I'm like, yep, learn it from Kev. I mean, to be fair, I saw someone else doing it. I don't remember who, but yeah, I've seen a few people doing it. It's the best way. It's the best way. I don't really know what we're doing here, other than adding in lots of gears and moving things. But I don't know what the purpose is. Is this part of the ride? Is the ride built into the trailer? Are we already building the ride and I didn't even realise it? Or is there some funny business going on with this trailer that I don't fully understand? Oh, the city will expand so much, and so the channel. LEGO Collection impressive. Thank you very much. Yeah, we hope we can still, we can keep pushing it on, keep expanding, keep growing everything. It's all very exciting. Have I done this bit wrong? Where does this piece go? Oh, at the end here. Okay. This is where my colour blindness is a problem, because I sometimes can't see where it highlights. Well, I don't even know that it is highlighting in this one where to add pieces. I think the set's so old it didn't even do that. You just had to kind of guess. Look at the picture and compare it to the previous one and figure out where you're supposed to add the pieces. What is the tool for stickers? The wang jangler. Just put the wang jangler, and then I'm not having to do my own stickers on this set because they've already been stuck, because it's a used set. But yeah, I apply them with the wang jangler. I'm not just sat here, I'm not passed out, I'm looking for the piece. I wish for light bricks in future sets to give us the illuminated effect for sets. I'm not a massive fan of light bricks because you have to push them to make them do anything. I would love for LEGO to integrate light kits properly the way Lumi bricks do, but I don't imagine they will because it would be seen as just doing what Lumi bricks do at this point. I think if LEGO were going to do it, they probably already would be. But as a general rule, I hate aftermarket light kits. But I would be well up for light kits being properly integrated to the original instructions. If you add them in as you go and the set is built to be structurally sound with them in, and it's all designed for it to be in there, the way it all is in Lumi bricks, light kits are great. They look fantastic. I just hate having all the horrible trailing wires on my beautiful LEGO set that then messes up the structural integrity of the set, and you end up with sets collapsing upon themselves the way my Home Alone house did. And it's not fun. It's no coincidence that the only big set that didn't survive us moving house was the Home Alone house, because it had a light kit in it. And it just meant that one bump and the whole thing just crumbled because it lost all of its structural integrity through having bits removed, cables poked in where there shouldn't be cables, and it's silly. It's not my thing. Would you add a light kit to the family Christmas tree? No. They probably would have put light kits on the yeah. I said that when the family Christmas tree was first announced. I remember saying, at that price, if ever they were going to do integrated light kits, this is the obvious set to do them on, because it's a Christmas tree. Part of a Christmas tree is the pretty lights, and the fact that they've done a nearly £300 Christmas tree and not put a light kit in it tells me they have no plans of ever including integrated light kits, because they can't do another £300 Christmas tree next year and be like, yeah, this year's one's got lights on. That was their big expensive Christmas tree chance, and they decided that they weren't interested in doing it. So that tells me it is very much not on the agenda at any point. Obviously, never say never, but they clearly don't have any plans to do it currently, or else it would have already been done. I'm a Lego builder, not an electrician. Exactly. It's so fiddly. My hands are too big to fiddle around with little cables and plugging little plugs into little holes. Oh, it's horrible. I just don't get all the satisfaction and brain calming fun that I get from building a Lego set is destroyed in 5 minutes of trying to get a light kit up and running, because they're so fiddly. You may have answered this previously, but have you tried building with the Lego app? Yeah, I build most of the time. I build with the Lego app. I don't when I'm streaming, because I use my iPad for the chat, so that's the laptop that the stream is running on, and then my iPad's there with the chat running on it. But if I were not streaming, I would be using the iPad for the instructions. Plus, I think it's a better aesthetic for the stream to have the instruction manual out, because we can both see it, whereas if I had an iPad sat here that you can only see the back of, it's not as good a shot. So I think from a content perspective, the manual looks better being in shot the way it is as well. So it's good from a wangy content creator perspective as well. These are the kind of ridiculous things. Me and Matt sat here for like 3 hours setting up this shot, which, seeing how much mess there is in the background at the moment, you'd be like, really? 3 hours? But no, when we were originally putting this little streaming setup together, we spent, because we've drilled, like, the camera is mounted on the wall, the lights are mounted on a rig across the table. It's all like, it's a permanent setup that we spent a lot of time on. And yeah, one of the considerations was if we shoot across the table, we can get the manual in shot. and it's quite a cool thing for people to be able to see, so they can get some context of what we're doing. Like I say, just content creator wang things. Sounds like an excuse for another iPad. I've got another iPad over there. I've got a little one, but like I say, you don't get the cool shot then. So multiple reasons for continuing to do it the caveman way. Kev is ruining his cool guy act of this nerdy speak. I know. Believe it or not, I'm a professional. And we do actually have grown-up business conversations off camera where we discuss things like lighting and shooting angles and where to mount things and all this kind of nerdy stuff that's not cool. It takes a lot of effort to make it all look so effortless. I definitely think at this point we're building the ride, by the way. I think this is the platform for the ride. It's not just a trailer. So I think we have started the ride and I didn't even realise it. I think the ride is built into the trailer, which if that is the case, which seems almost certain at this point, then the truck is staying in the theme park because the ride is basically attached to the truck. Will you and Anna do a haul of the Lego sets you get for Christmas? Yes. Yeah, we did last year. We will this year. Do you think Lego should have a dedicated train theme again? No, I think we get plenty of trains as is. There's like at least one a year that you get through Lego City. There's usually something else as well, whether it's a Hogwarts Express or a Disney train or an Orient Express or the Christmas train. So there's usually, in addition to the Lego City train, there's usually 2 of them available at a time. One gets released each year, but there's usually 2 available at a time. So you've got 2 Lego City trains, at least one other train, plus there's been multiple trains through the Bricklink Designer Programme. I think we get plenty of trains. I don't think it needs its own theme. I can't imagine Kevin being the sensible one at a meeting and not getting bored. As Matt himself has said on many occasions, and it's not quite as relevant here because I'm not called Lelujo here, but Matt has said many times that he likes Kev, can't stand Lelujo, which is my football manager persona, but it's basically the same stream persona. It's my character that I play when I'm streaming. It's me turned up to 11, WWE style. So yeah, I am capable of being an adult. I just don't think it makes for particularly good viewing. So I ham up my nonsense when the camera's rolling. But you can't do this job for 10 years without being a professional about it. As much as we'd all like you to think it's effortless and easy, it's like any job. You have to be a grown-up a lot of the time. Did anyone get the amazing family Christmas tree? We're doing the family Christmas tree as our daily Advent build. So we've got it. Winter Village sets are like modular buildings, only one releases each year. Yeah, they're just smaller and cheaper, which is no bad thing. I do wish they were fully enclosed the way modular buildings are. I get why play sets are open back. I don't really get why the Winter Village is open back. I guess it's assumed that most people are just going to put them on a shelf, so filling in the back is a waste of money, I guess, because the set would be more expensive if they were enclosed at the back. But for those of us who want to put them in a city and have a village that you can walk around rather than just a row of them on a shelf, which I acknowledge probably puts me in a huge minority. Most people will have a couple of them that will go on a shelf. So for them, it's perfect. And for nerds like me, we can just modify them to make them modularized. And I will eventually. Eventually, the Winter Village, probably when we get to the point where the Winter Village can be permanently set up, eventually the Winter Village will be fully modularized, fully mills plated, and permanently set up somewhere. None of which can happen in the current city, so it's not a short-term project. But long-term, that's where we'd like to be with everything. Like, I would like to modularise Diagon Alley, for example. But it's just time and money. Those two things that slow down every LEGO project. Everything takes time, everything costs money. So you have to prioritise what you're doing. I missed out on the Mighty Bowser set, keeping an eye out on all the normal channels. Yeah, it is a cool set. I mean, I would definitely be looking to check Smiths if I were you. I'm pretty sure Smiths have had it in at various times. I don't think I'm making that up. I might be. I think, I've just looked at the time, I think I might have been a little bit ambitious saying I was going to finish this set this evening. Because we've still got one more bag as big as this one to do after this. So there might be a third Kev solo stream at some point over the festive period. It won't be Monday. Monday Anna will be back. Unless she's poorly, which she's not currently. But I think I'm still going to be a while finishing this bag. Ah, there's the piece I was looking for from before. I told you it would show up as soon as I stopped looking for it. So there you go. We can put that on there. Ha ha ha. Now there's another piece I can't find. But they always show up when I'm looking for something else. I'm looking for a grey Technic pin. There it is. My winter village sits on the hearth in front of the fireplace. There you go. I did hear something exciting. I heard that the next 18 plus Mario set might be a giant Luigi cart similar to Mario. Where have you heard that? That feels like something someone has said that they wished was coming. I'd be really, really surprised if they did a Mario Kart set for the second year in a row. Especially because I don't think the one they did sold particularly well. I think it was a really cool set, but I don't think it was a massive seller, is the impression I got from it being in Costco forever. So I'd be surprised. I think Mario Kart people get. I think once you start adding other characters from Mario Kart, it starts to become quite niche. But I mean, I guess we'll see. It would be cool. I'm not saying I wouldn't want it. I'm just not sure how much truth there is to a rumour like that. Right, we've got some kind of wheel bending situation going on here. I think that's the wheels that go down when you park up to lift it up off the back of the truck, which is quite a clever little mechanism. Lovely stuff. That's weird because I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favourite sets of the year. Yeah, I think it was a really cool set as well. But like I say, it was in stock in Costco forever. And usually stuff doesn't stay in Costco forever unless Costco are struggling to sell it. And it was so cheap for so long. I mean, the day it came out, they had it on a massive discount. And it was still in there the last time I was in there. So it came out in, what, May? So it's been on discount in Costco for over 6 months. And it's still there. And I can't think of any other set that they've had that cheap for that long. So either they sold they've been selling an absolute ton of them and they just keep getting more because it sells so well, or they over-ordered initially and have not been able to get rid of them because it's not been very popular. And there's obviously no way of knowing which one of those two things is true. But I suspect it's one or the other. But then on the flip side of that, LEGO have to plan their sets so far in advance that they might have been so far in the production and planning for a Luigi that the sales performance of a Mario doesn't make a difference. Luigi was always coming, and so it might come anyway. So it might be irrelevant how well that one performed if they planned it far enough in advance. Who knows? They still had a full pallet of them there today. Yeah, exactly. They've had a full pallet of them every time I've gone in since the day it came out. So it either sells so exceptionally well they keep restocking it, or they just can't shift them. It'd be interesting to, I guess, ask someone in Costco which one of those is true. Are you constantly replenishing these, or do you just never sell any? I don't know who you'd ask though. Really want the Christmas vacation house to be made. Been on ideas a few times. Have I seen that one? Was that in my video when I was looking at ideas? It's not ringing any bells to me, but that doesn't mean I didn't notice it. I made that video over a week ago. I'm going to say they can't shift them. I mean, that seems like the logical explanation to me. It feels like they're not able to shift them. But we don't know for sure. So we can't say that's definitely what's happened, but it seems like the more likely of the two scenarios to me. Even though it's a lovely set. And yeah, I think based on that one, potentially, presumably, being not selling as well as they thought it would, that makes me think it's less likely we get another one. But every part of that is pure speculation, based on my own anecdotal observations. I would love more sets like the Italian Riviera. You and me both. That's one of my favourite sets of the year. It's a lovely set. I just wish it was the original version of it that was on a base plate, because I'm now having to order parts to get it onto a base plate, and without some heavy modification I can't get it onto one base plate, so it's probably going to go onto two base plates. So it's going to take up more room in the city than it needs to, when the original submission fitted perfectly on a base plate. But because LEGO have got this bee in their bonnet about only doing one modular a year and not making any of the LEGO Ideas stuff or any of the Bricklink stuff modular. Like I've got the antique shop from Bricklink Designer Program over there that I've not built yet, even though I think it looks awesome. But because of their silly little rule about it can't be a modular, I know when I build it, I'm going to have to modify it. I'm going to have to get it on a Mills plate, and I'm going to have to adjust it a bit. So it keeps getting put off, even though I really think it looks cool and really want it in the city. But I'm delaying building it because I know it's going to be fiddly. Whereas if they just relaxed their own weird rule that I don't even fully understand, then it could just be how I wanted it to be straight away on a plate. What's the most expensive Lego that you've been disappointed with? I mean, most expensive that I've been disappointed with would probably be the family Christmas tree. But it's a little harsh on that as a set because it's not a set I would have bought. Whereas normally I am very picky about the sets that I buy, and it's why I usually love every set that I buy, because I only buy the ones that I think I'm going to love. I don't tend to buy a lot of stuff. Certainly I don't buy expensive stuff speculatively. If I'm spending a lot of money, it's on a set I'm pretty confident I'm going to enjoy. But the family Christmas tree I was bullied into by the TikTok comments. So I ended up with a set that I wouldn't have bought otherwise. And it's not aimed at me, it's a family set. I think it would be a great set to build as a family. For one person building one bag a day, less so. And for 200 odd quid, it's pretty disappointing. There you go, so we've got a little staircase as well to get up onto the ride. And then we've got wheels. Lovely old wheels. So we need 4 of these. This set, as I was saying, taking longer than I thought to make. I don't think it's because it's a particularly complicated set. I think it's because we're spending so much time having to find the pieces. I think that's definitely making it take longer than it would do otherwise. So it's probably something to consider with these older sets. Right, so that goes down like that. There you go. So that can now roll. What's the beverage of choice? Tonight we're on Orangina because it was on a special purchase in Costco. So that is my Christmas beverage effectively. It's going to be an Orangina Christmas. I do like a drop of Orangina. It's very nice. I heard LEGO was the #1 tyre producer on the world. Yeah, I think that's true. I've heard that as well. Not at all surprising, really. So that goes in there, and that on there. There we go. So where does that go? Oh, hang on, what have I done here? I've missed a piece is what I've done here. You silly goose, Kevin. Okay. I'm going to have a look at the last bag in a minute and decide how long I think it's going to take. Because I don't particularly want to be streaming for another 2 hours. But now it seems that we've done a huge chunk of the ride. I don't know that it will be 2 hours. It might not be as many pieces as this bag was. So we're going to examine it and make a decision. I don't think my voice would hold out for another 2 hours, but I could maybe do another hour and a half without my voice giving up on me and me falling asleep. Haven't had Orangina in a while, didn't know they were still going. I'm a little bit disappointed it's in cans rather than the awesome glass bottles. It's something I always see when we're in Europe, but I don't really see it in UK supermarkets. So when we saw it, I think it was a tray of 24 cans for like £7. So it was a bit of a no-brainer, really. I don't know what this bit we're building here is, by the way. Some kind of crumbs. Some kind of big gear mechanism. So I guess it's part of what drives the ride. Ooh. Anna's phoning. Why is Anna phoning? I'm streaming. The boys and girls will be able to hear you.
This last present has a piece missing. Does that matter?
I guess not.
It's not Lego.
Okay, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Checked it is like 20 years old.
Okay. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Apparently she's bought me a 20-year-old present that's not Lego and it's got a bit missing. And she's checking that's okay. She does panic about Christmas presents. What if I'd have said no? No, I reject this present. I can't get this in. It doesn't quite fit. I was saying that's annoyingly fiddly, and then it exploded, as if to prove my point. Let's try that again. You know what? I'm going to cheat and then take it off. I don't know why I didn't think to do it this way before. Get it through that first bit and then put it back on. Is the easy way to do it. At least he says it's easy. It doesn't seem that it lines up. God, this is very fiddly. Don't mind me, boys and girls. I don't know why this isn't going in. This is very fiddly. I do have the Sesame Street set, yes. Very cool it is too. I've got it modularised in the city. Where is that going? This is very fiddly. We're all rooting for you. Yeah. I don't know why it's not going in. It doesn't line up. It's like it's out by half a thing. It won't line up. Right, I must have done something wrong. I can't imagine what that something is. Let's go back. So that cog goes in there. No, that looks like it's in the right place. It turns. Unless I've used the wrong size gear. But it's the only one I've got. So if I've used the wrong size one here, that means I've also used the wrong size one somewhere else. So let's pull this off and just check what's going on in here. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God, it's all going wrong now. Right, yeah, there you go. I'm using the wrong size one there. Oh no. Oh no. Right, so that one goes in there. So that's now fixed that end. I'm having to do a big reassembly job here, boys and girls. This could have disastrous consequences. Because now that doesn't fit. Oh no! Does that? That can't be right. Oh no! Wow. Wow. We're going way back. Because that's the wrong size cog for there as well. That's why. I need the small one for both of those situations. This is the wrong size cog. So where the hell have I gone wrong? Oh God, I've got to go even further. I can see the one I need. It's in there. Oh God. I'm going back another step. I need a pokey thing. I need to poke that back out. Oh crumbs, that's gone in there now. If I manage to get this back together and working, even having a spare one's not going to help, because I guess having the wrong one somewhere else is going to cause just as many problems in the other place. So that one needs to come out, and this bigger one goes in here, which is probably going to make everything work now where it wasn't really working before. So now how did this go together? So that was there. Yeah, that now fits there. That was on there. Oh God, I've got so many bits in front of me now as well. Right, so those two go over there for a minute. Right. I'm going to bed. So what is... So that's now right. So that... Oh, it all fits now! Who knew? Who bloomin' knew? I did wonder why the mechanism didn't really seem to work. Well, now we know, boys and girls. Oh, crumb knuckles. Hold on. There's another bit that's supposed to go in yet. This big old boy has got to go in somewhere. Yeah, so he goes in there. Well, buckle my shoe. I tell you what, boys and girls, this is an incredible recovery job. I'm expecting a round of applause when this all works. This is that GCSE in Lego Technic on full display. You don't usually see this. In your face, world! That works now! And now, for my last trick, this will now work. Oh, I almost knocked the Orient Express down. Celebrating, but that now fits. So we now got 2 working mechanisms. What a blummin' luxury. What a world we live in. 2 working mechanisms. Who knew? So now that goes on there. That goes on there. I think this is the bit that will ultimately get replaced by a motor anyway. Because this is where we basically crank it. So I think when we motorise it, this will either be replaced or be driven by the motor. But that now goes on there, that goes in there. And then this goes all the way in there. So now what should happen, I think, is we turn this crank and this bit turns. Oh, that's, I'm doing it right-handed, so I'm not doing it like a hippie. Out bleeping standing. I mean, it feels very wibbly wobbly. That can't be how it's supposed to be, surely. There's supposed to be lots of clicking. Have we got lots of clicking? Click, click. It doesn't feel like it's the right height. Oh, crumbs. Have I missed a piece again? I feel like it's not connecting there the way it's supposed to either. Have I been paying attention? What's going on here? This is complicated. Right, so that works. But it doesn't quite line up. Or does it? Right, now it's lined up. But why is that just fallen off? What on earth? Oh, crumbs. I think this piece should be in there somewhere. And I don't know why it's not, but I'm just going to put it in because I feel like it's supposed to be in there. So I think that's what it's supposed to click into. I don't remember seeing that anywhere in the instructions, but it fits perfectly. And I think that's then going to click on here. Click. I swear that's not even in the instructions, what I've just done there. I think that's just me being a flipping genius. But now... Yes, Kevin! Got a couple of extra pieces as well, so that can go there. I don't know where these 2 pieces are supposed to be. Can anyone see where these are supposed to be? They might just be bonus pieces. I'm sure we'll find a gap for them at some point. But that is the end of that step. We got there in the end. Beautiful. So that's where the motor will go. Boys and girls, we are going to end there because clearly I'm not... Oh, I like that train. Look at that. Clearly I'm not on top form. I don't usually make those kind of mistakes. So I don't know when we'll do the final step, but the final book is the ride itself. But it's this enormous bag of Lego that is not sorted. So whether that ends up being Monday's stream or whether we end up doing it another time. I had hoped to get this in the city this weekend. I guess I'm not going to now, unless I stream it tomorrow. But I've got a video for tomorrow. I like the mechanism, it's very nice. But we'll come up with a plan. Bit loud. I mean, the motorised stuff always is. It's full of gears. It's going to be loud. I'm just going to sit and play with it. It's going to be great. Right, boys and girls, we will wrap things up there. Thank you for watching. You watched me in full problem solving mode there. And then I guess we disconnect that and then attach this when we're wanting to drive it around. So where does the truck even go? Do we just keep the truck disconnected? That seems silly. It'll be fine. Thank you for watching, boys and girls. We'll see you again very soon. Lots of videos already recorded that I need to edit and get out over the weekend. And like I say, there'll be a stream on Monday and then another one at some point soon too as well. Thank you for watching. I should probably go to bed. I'm making errors. Toodle pip.